Good morning, class. It's Karen. Hello, welcome. I'm happy to see you today. It's English at Home with your teacher, Karen. My email is here for you if anyone wants to send me an email. I miss you so much. And you are always welcome to call me. You have my number on WhatsApp. You are welcome to WhatsApp me just to say hello, just to say, what are you doing? Or how are you? I'm cooking. My children are making me crazy. Whatever you want to say, you are welcome to write to me or call me. This is hard because we're all at home and we are also trying to learn. So I am very grateful to be able to do these videos with you and for you. So we're going to just make sure that we have our books, have your workbook, have a notebook for notes. We will be learning some new vocabulary words. And I will be using the student book, which you don't have, but I have made copies for you on this presentation. Okay, so let's start with today. What's the date? Okay, so today is Wednesday, April 15th, 2020. And the weather so far looks beautiful. The weather has been very beautiful the last few days. It's been sunny and cool in the mornings. The afternoons are getting a little bit warmer. And then in the evening, it's getting a little bit cooler again. So not quite summer yet, still spring weather, but pretty beautiful weather. And I hope that you are enjoying some time outside. We did make a video about being outside, but being apart. So you can be outside as long as you are 6 feet or more apart from other people, other than your family. So my children and I have been going on walks and we've been playing soccer and just with our family, and enjoying beautiful spring in Georgia. So how are you feeling? This is a good question for everyone to just check in. And I wrote to you all on WhatsApp on Tuesday and I said, how is everybody? How is everyone doing? So just check in with yourself and give an adjective. I'm feeling happy, or I'm feeling tired. I'm feeling hungry. I'm feeling bored. There are many different adjectives to describe our feelings, but how are you feeling today? I'm feeling happy and energetic because I get to teach and spend some time with you. Okay, so let's look at our next page in our presentation. So we are talking about giving advice. This is our unit 7, right? Giving suggestions, making suggestions, giving advice. And last week I had a list of different problems that are happening in different people's lives. So let's talk about what are some things that you came up with. What are some suggestions or advice that you came up with? And I have some of my own here in purple. So the first one was Helene spends too much money on food. And some of us, maybe we think, I'm spending too much on food. And maybe we're realizing that we're cooking a lot right now, especially since the children are home every single day. So what advice would you give to yourself or to somebody else who says, I'm spending too much money on food? What I thought for myself, I thought making a list, right? And buying only what I need. So this was my suggestion. You could make a list and buy only what you need. right? Sometimes we don't need the extra chips and ice cream, right? And candy. We don't need these things. We need fruits and vegetables and whole grains and proteins, right? And maybe some milk and cheeses, but we don't need all the extras. So maybe Helene could make a list, right? Maybe we could make a list before we go shopping. And then I had another suggestion. Why don't you? So notice the first one, you could make, right? You could make a list. The second one is a question. Why don't you? Okay, why don't you shop at the farmer's market? Right? Sometimes they have better deals at the farmer's market. Okay, so let's look at the next one. Gregory spends too much money on clothes. Maybe we have this problem. Maybe we have a sister or friend who has this problem. What advice would you give, or what suggestions could you give to Gregory? Okay, so I came up with, you could shop at a consignment store or Goodwill, right? Because some of those shops that sell used clothing, some of the clothes are very nice for a very good price. Why don't you shop for used clothes, right? You can wash them, put them on. They're just as good as new, right? Okay, let's look at the next one. Teresa spends too much money on rent. Okay, and this is definitely a problem in Georgia. I noticed the rents are going up very high, but all over the country. What recommendation, what suggestion could you make to someone who is spending too much on rent? I said you should move to a smaller place, right? Sometimes just the space, right? If you want a really big apartment, it's going to cost more. Sometimes you have to live in a smaller space for less money per month. You could move to a different neighborhood. Sometimes we have to move because our rents are so high, right? So we have to move to a different part of town, different neighborhood. Okay, Yusuf spends too much money on his cell phone plan. Okay, so this is a problem because most people have cell phones and probably spend a lot, but all the cell phone companies are different. So sometimes we have to research. So my question is, why don't you look into different plans? So this is when we start to look at different advertisements and we compare. We compare the different cell phone companies and what they are offering, and then we can make a better decision for a lower monthly plan. Okay, and the last one. Melinda spends too much money on her car payments. Okay, if you have a car, you know, especially a new car, the payments can be very high. So what could you tell Melinda? You should think about getting a less expensive car. Maybe that's an option, right? If she can trade in her car, sell her car, you could look at used cars. Sometimes used cars have definitely lower monthly payments. Okay, so these are just examples. They're not the answers. They're just my examples to show you how you can give advice or make suggestions when someone comes to you with a problem. And we know this all the time, right? Our children come to us with problems, our husbands, our friends, our family. So we can use the words you could, right, to make a suggestion, you should, to give advice, or why don't you, right, to make a suggestion. Okay, so these are just some examples to help you communicate when there are problems. Okay, we're going to start a new lesson today I'm excited about. So I'm going to play this for you, and I want you to watch. You're going to watch and just listen. I can play it again, so if you want to take some notes down, this is probably a good time to get your notebook out and a pen or pencil. So it's a very short little video, but I want you to pay attention to it the first time. The second time, you may want to take some notes.
Unit 7, Lesson C, Gerunds after prepositions. Questions and answers. Watch and listen. Gerunds. A gerund is the base form of a verb plus ing. Gerunds often follow prepositions. For example, in, of, about, and for.
I'm afraid of flying.
Thank you for helping.
Preposition with gerund. We often use gerunds after prepositions in phrases with adjectives: excited about, interested in, and verbs: think about.
She's excited about going to New York.
They're thinking of buying a computer.
She is nervous about flying.
They are good at playing chess.
I am thinking about traveling.
Check your understanding. Look at the picture, then complete the sentence.
She is nervous about flying.
They are good at playing chess.
I am thinking about traveling.
Watch and listen. Use what questions with an adjective or adverb and a preposition to ask for information.
What is she excited about?
She's excited about going to New York.
What are they interested in?
They're thinking about buying a computer.
What questions? Form what questions in this way: what plus is or are plus an adjective or verb plus a preposition.
What is she happy about?
What are they good at?
What is she nervous about?
She is nervous about flying. What are they good at?
They are good at playing chess.
What are you thinking about?
I am thinking about traveling.
Check your understanding. Look at the picture. Read the answer. Then complete the question.
What is she nervous about?
What are they good at?
What are you thinking about?
Watch and listen. Answers to what questions? You can use a statement to answer what questions with an adjective or verb, a preposition, and a gerund.
What is he thinking about?
He's thinking about visiting his grandparents.
What are you tired of?
I'm tired of driving in traffic.
Answers to what questions? To make statements, use this order: subject plus am, is, or are, plus an adjective or verb, plus a preposition, plus a gerund.
She is excited about going to New York.
They are interested in buying a computer.
What is she nervous about?
She is nervous about flying.
What are they good at?
They are good at playing chess.
What are you thinking about?
I'm thinking about traveling.
Check your understanding. Look at the picture and listen to the answer. Then complete the answer.
What is she nervous about?
She is nervous about flying.
What are they good at?
They are good at playing chess.
What are you thinking about?
I am thinking about traveling.
Let's review. In, of, about, and for are examples of prepositions. We often use prepositions in phrases with adjectives: excited about, interested in, and verbs: think about. Gerunds often follow these phrases. A gerund is the base form of a verb plus ing.
What are you thinking about doing?
I'm thinking about buying a car.
What is she afraid of?
She's afraid of losing her job.
What are they interested in doing?
They're interested in applying for a loan.
Phrases gerunds often follow: afraid of, excited about, famous for, good at, happy about, interested in, nervous about, sad about, thank someone for, think about, tired of, worried about. Unit 7.
Okay, so I listed these here for you, the phrases that gerunds often follow. We will be practicing this together. You at any time you want to go back and replay, you can go back and rewind and see it again. You are welcome to do that. You are welcome to watch these videos more than one time. Sometimes I may go too fast. Sometimes the video recording might be going too fast for you. You are welcome to go back and review and take notes at any time. Okay, so these are some phrases that gerunds often follow. I like how they kept repeating the same examples because that gave you some time, maybe some opportunity to practice and think about when we use gerunds, when we use the verb plus ing. So just some thoughts here. Afraid of, right? So if we can ask that in a question, what are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? You could say, I'm afraid of getting sick, right? Getting is the gerund, right? Getting, right? Or I'm afraid of catching a virus, right? Catching is the gerund. Okay, excited about. So we can ask that in a question. What are you excited about? I'm excited about teaching. I'm excited about learning. Right? So you have the verb plus ing, learning. Famous for. All of you are famous for being good mothers, right? Famous for. Good at. What are you good at? Happy about. Oops. Whoops. Interested in. Nervous about. Sad about. Thank someone for. Think about. Tired of. And worried about. Okay, so we will come back to these and we will practice asking questions and making statements with these phrases that gerunds often follow.